You finally arrived. Sit. You probably already know who I am and why do we meet today. Fascinating. The whole unit of Imperial Guard goes down after heretical incursion, and yet one soldier walks away in one piece and of sound mind. Don't you find it strange? Survival like that takes some serious skill. Emperor's blessings, or maybe something more sinister. Either way, I'm not here today to entertain tales of glory. If you want that, just ask some dreadnought to tell you about Lehman Russ. I seek truth, and I'm about to find who are you and what are you. If you prove that you have the potential I think you have, you can serve the Imperium of Man in much more efficient way as part of my retinue. But, well, you should be informed that even if I find you unworthy, there's still ways to contribute. After all, heretics make exceptional servitors. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, don't we? Today you will have a trial of soul, so to speak. First of all, let me see what are you on the outside. You can imagine how many of my visitors turned out to be mutants and hide their filthy mutations under a thin layer of makeup just in plain sight. So please sit still and let me have a look. Follow my finger and turn your head. Turn to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Now lift your head, look up. Now look down. Are those tattoos? Alright. Your skin seems to be clear of any mutations, and I don't see any traces or presence of sinus, DNA, or warp distortions. Alright. Let's say you passed the very first step, but there's still a lot to check. This scanner will detect any warp taint. Sit still and I'll run it across your face. Don't move. It doesn't have to beep. I will see the results on the screen. How long has it been since you encountered heresy that didn't turn out so fortunate for your comrades? I see. I see. Okay. Alright. I'd say this will do. Let me have one final look at you. Don't move. Look at the insignia right here. Now look at the purity seal. Now look at the insignia. Now look at my eye implant. Now insignia eye implant, purity seal, my eye, my normal eye. Look at the insignia. Look at the purity seal, my eye. Okay. I see no unusual reactions to the holy symbols of Imperium. Great. Now we have some more complicated trial. Yes, many of the Inquisitors have psychic abilities, and you don't have to worry. Consider it a ritual. This concoction is filled with blessings of the Emperor and some holy ingredients. We call this energy drink because many who tried it claim to feel strangely energized, if they are not heretics, of course. So please drink it. It will clear your mind and open it for the next trial. Great. How's the taste? Now your thoughts will flow freely and I'll be able to read those. Let's see if you're hiding something heretical in that surprisingly attractive head of yours. Alright. I'll just unravel the strands of your mind. Let your conscience flow freely. Yes, in case you wonder, we do use that for interrogation too. Maybe just one heretical thought, just one heretical thought. Duty is honor, honor, duty is honor, is interesting. By this point, I can already tell if one's a heretic. Yet your mind seems almost too complex for a mere soldier of the Imperial Guard. It's a shame to waste such potential. What's the harm in reading just one forbidden harm in reading just one forbidden harm in reading just one forbidden reading just one? What's the purity of thought, purity of purity of thought, by his light we are saved, by his light we are saved. Purge the unclean, purge the unworthy. Let's try something more, a little distraction. Look at the insignia on my neck and think about Inquisition. How does our line of job make you feel? Have you encountered Inquisitors in person before? Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to share your thoughts with the others. Yet I'm curious to see what's in that pretty mind of yours. Interesting. Now, let's see. What do you think about the orders of your command? Don't worry. You don't have to answer this question. Your thoughts will reveal itself. Is Commissar always right? Do you even give his orders a second thought? Could you do better than him? Do you ever thought that heretics may have some fascinating abilities? Oh, believe me when I say I saw warp-giving people capabilities beyond your imagination. All you have to do is doubt your loyalty to the Imperium, and they will find you. Once you'll be ready. Very interesting and very, very revealing. Alright, time for a final part of the trials. For the next part, I will give you a short scenarios. They are not made up. These happened at some point in the Imperium of Man. I want to see what you will do in a complicated circumstances, or if you even find those complicated. Let's see. First test is about your priorities. We'll see which do you serve more, your blood, your kin, or the Emperor. Imagine this. The battle rages on. It's going on for hours. You hold in a line protecting valuable munitions depot for your regiment. And just as victory seems within reach, a Vox transmission comes through. A message from your family who's been attacked by raiders. Your sister's voice is panicked. She's begging you for help. But your orders are clear. Guard the munitions at all costs. For the Emperor's war machine cannot afford any more loss. Do you abandon your post to save your family? Or you will follow the orders knowing what consequences will it have for your loved ones? I see. Interesting. Next is a test of your faith. Let's see what do you do when faith takes a form you cannot understand. Imagine this. In the trenches, under a sky of some far-off world, you notice a fellow guardsman muttering a prayer to the Emperor. Their hands grip an icon of the Emperor, and something about the words feel off. It's not the prayer you know, not the sacred litanies you've been taught since childhood. As you listen closer, their words take on strange cadence, invoking symbols and phrases you don't recognize. When you confront them, they claim it's a regional variant of the creed, ancient and forgotten but still loyal to the Emperor. Do you report them for possible heresy and risk the wrath of your comrades, or will you trust their word and let them continue? I see. Noted. Next is the test of knowledge. We shall see. Does your curiosity serve the Imperium, or does it serve yourself? Imagine this. While searching the archives of ancient monastery, you stumble upon a sealed vault forgotten for centuries. Inside you find scrolls, aged, delicate, and full of strange symbols. They speak of a time before Imperium, of a knowledge long lost, and powers beyond the Emperor's domain. As you read, you feel an unsettling pull, a whisper in the back of your mind, urging you to continue. But you know the consequences. Forbidden knowledge is the tool of a heretic. Do you destroy the scrolls as protocol demands? Or do you take them with you, hoping to uncover the truths that could possibly change the course of your mission? I see. Next is the test of trust. We'll see how you interact with the others. And when the edge of a victory is within grasp, how far are you willing to go to seize it? Imagine the following scenario. You've been fighting alongside the Adeptus Mechanicus for weeks now. The strange rituals, their machines keep the war effort moving. One evening, after a particularly brutal engagement, a tech priest approaches you. They offer to upgrade your standard issue weaponry to a forbidden Xenos tech, promising it will help you to better serve the Emperor. But this technology isn't sanctioned and the origins are questionable at best. Do you accept the offer, hoping it will give you an edge in battle? Or do you refuse, knowing that even the smallest deviation from protocol could lead to corruption? I see. Interesting. Many answer this question more quick. Next is the test of purity. I'm sure you're already familiar with the topic after your own encounter with the heresy. So, let's see. How do you think? Can you trust a mind that's not entirely pure? Just a question. Imagine the following scenario. A strange illness spreads through your unit. It begins with a fever and hallucinations, but soon the victims show signs of a physical mutation. They have extra limbs, elongated bones. You know how it goes. Warp taint is suspected, though it hasn't been confirmed yet. One of your closest comrades starts exhibiting symptoms, but they beg you to keep it quiet, believing they can fight it off and have everything under control. Reporting them will mean their immediate execution, but keeping their secret is a risk of further contamination. Do you betray your friend and report them for possible corruption? Or do you trust them and hide their illness, hoping it will not spread? I see. Interesting. Did this happen to you in real life? Next is the test of discipline. Let's see. In the Emperor's army, is discipline more important than loyalty to your brothers? How do you think? After weeks of fighting, your unit is weary, hungry, and close to breaking. Some of your fellow soldiers sneak into the supply depot and steal extra rations. You catch them red-handed, laughing and eating while others go without. Reporting them will mean severe punishment, but ignoring their actions will lead to more theft and disorder. Do you uphold the law even if it means losing what little morality remains? Or do you turn a blind eye to that to preserve unity? I see. Interesting answer. Well, I expected it. You ever heard about rogue traders? Of course, you might not encounter them, but as a potential assistant of an Inquisitor, you pretty soon might. Imagine this: a rogue trader offers you a deal, a rare Xenos technology in exchange for safe passage. The devices could revolutionize your campaign, giving you a significant advantage. But the tech is forbidden by imperial decree, and using it could mark you as a heretic. Do you accept the deal in secret, knowing that it could tip the scales of battle? Or do you refuse, keeping the Imperium's law intact at the cost of a potential victory? Tell me, how do you think? How much of the Imperium's strength comes from purity, and how much from its power? Interesting. Not many people think the same way. We're almost done here. 2 more scenarios. Next is a test of tolerance. Let's see. How do you think? Is doubt always a heresy? Or it can sometimes be tools to finding a greater truth? Imagine this. In the aftermath of a brutal battle, you find a civilian hiding in the wreckage. He's wounded, shaken, and desperate. He confesses that he harbors doubt about the Imperium, saying the brutality he witnessed makes him question Emperor's will. Reporting him will mean execution for him. But you can't help but wonder if his words are born from fear rather than heresy. Do you carry out his sentence, ensuring the purity of faith? Or do you let him go, trusting that he will find his way back into the Emperor's light? I see. Very interesting, and we're almost done. Last is the test of hierarchical loyalty. Tell me, is loyalty to the Emperor more important than loyalty to those who serve him? Imagine this. During a briefing, you overhear a high-ranking officer making a comment, something about the inefficiency of the High Lords of Terra, suggesting they are more concerned with politics than the fate of the Imperium. It's not outright heresy, but it's close. Reporting the officer could lead to a purge, destabilizing your entire command structure. But leaving it unaddressed could allow a subversive thoughts to fester. Do you report the officer, risking the integrity of your chain of command? Or do you keep quiet, hoping that loyalty to your mission will ultimately prevail? Interesting. Good. And I'm afraid our time together is almost over for now. From what I've witnessed, I can tell you have a remarkable fortitude or a false resilience. But either way, both of these qualities are useful in these grim times. Your mind isn't entirely crystal pure, but it's enough to work with for now. You should join my retinue and you should witness the dangers and secrets that are only spoken about in the darkest halls of the Imperium. Prepare yourself, recruit. You will join my retinue, and your path is just about to begin. But remember, loyalty is paramount. The Emperor protects, but so do I. And I hope you won't give me any reasons to question that protection. For now, you may reflect on what you saw and heard today. Until we meet again, you are dismissed.